In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful, all the blessings to be Allah. मेरा नाम मोहम्मद तैयब खोखर है। आईएल्ट्स के हवाले से पहले भी कुछ वीडियोस अपलोड हो चुकी हैं यूट्यूब पे, चैनल पे, और आज जो चीज़ डिस्कस करने हम जा रहे हैं आईएल्ट्स के हवाले से वो है राइटिंग और स्पीकिंग स्किल। राइटिंग स्किल जो है ना, उसमें दो टास्क्स होती हैं। एज़ फार एज़ द राइटिंग स्किल इज़ कंसर्न, we are having two tasks in writing skill, writing task 1 and writing task 2. In writing task 1, as far as the academic IELTS is concerned, you will have to write 150 words in 20 minutes, and the topic will be like in task 1, bar and line graphs, pie chart and tables, process or flow charts, objects, how something works. ये है राइटिंग टास्क 1। और राइटिंग टास्क 2 में क्या है, एसे राइटिंग है। यू विल हैव टू राइट एन एसे ऑन अ स्टेटमेंट, you will be assigned 40 minutes and you will have to write 250 words. As far as the writing task 1 is concerned, writing task 1 में क्या है, describe and interpret graphic data, describe the stages of process and procedure, or explain how something works. Questions किस टाइप के होंगे, बार चार्ट्स, line graphs, pie charts and tables are the most frequently given for this task. However, you could also be given an object or series of picture or diagrams or a flow charts to describe. If graphs are used, there may be just one, usually a line graph or a bar chart. However, there could also be more than one of the same type of graph or a combination of graphs and charts. For example, you could get a bar chart and a pie chart together, or a line graph and a table. So how we'll be able to achieve task 1? Being able to follow the instructions carefully, being able to write a clear, accurate and relevant descriptions of the information, being able to focus on the important trends presented as graphic information, then coherence and cohesion, being able to organize your writing using a suitable structure, using connective words to link sentences and graphs logically. Then lexical resources, being able to use a wide range of vocabulary naturally, being able to spell accurately and using the appropriate word information. Then there is grammatical range and accuracy, using the appropriate grammatical structures accurately, using a variety of sentence structure. I am showing here one of the examples. Now how to do task 1, bar and line graphs, pie charts and tables. Spend about 5 minutes to reading the graphs or charts and preparing your answers. Make sure you understand what the axes on the graph or percentages in the pie charts represent. Make sure you follow the lines in a line graph correctly and don't confuse the individual lines if more than one is present. Remember, there will usually be too much information for you to describe every detail. So you will need to focus on the key information or significant trends. If there are two graphs or charts, look for ways to compare the data. Think about the time period represented and the tense you should be using. Think about varying your vocabulary and avoiding repetition by using synonyms. If, for example, the graph refers to job types, interchange jobs, occupations, types of employment, work, etc., Make sure you organize your information clearly. You will need an introductory statement, body and conclusion. Your introduction should introduce by stating what it represents and give an overview to describe what the overall trend is. Don't copy phrases from the question, as this will not be assessed. Use your own words. Don't include information that is not on the graph or in the chart. This may be considered irrelevant and cause you to get a lower mark. Don't take more than 20 minutes on this task. Try to write neatly and cross out errors with one line only. Leave a couple of minutes to read through what you written. You will receive a higher mark if you use a range of structures and vocabulary. You are not being asked for your opinion on the information, just to report it. An opinion would be considered irrelevant for task 1. Then, how to do task 1, process and flowcharts. Spend about 5 minutes in studying the flowchart or diagram. Make sure you understand what the important stages of the flowchart or diagram are and that you know what order they will come in. Find a place to begin and work your way through or around the diagram or chart. You will need to include all the stages in your description. Make sure you are aware of any stages that happen at the same time as other stages or alternatives. You will probably be using passive and present simple if you are describing a process. Using any notes on the diagram, but put them into your own words. Think about varying your vocabulary. Use synonyms. If for the diagram describes jobs, interchange jobs, occupations, types of employment, work, etc. Make sure you organize your information clearly. You will need an introduction and body for this report. A conclusion is not necessary. Your introduction should introduce the process or flowchart and give an overview to summarize its overall function. Your body will describe the process or flowchart in a logical order. For this report, you require to guide the reader with sequence expressions such as first of all, after that, at the same time, concurrently, etc. Don't copy phrases from the instructions, as this will not be assessed. Use your own words. Try to write neatly and cross in a single line if the errors are there. Leave a couple of minutes to read what you written. Writing task 1, I'll discuss here how you will have to write on objects, how something works. If you don't know the precis word to describe part of the object, think of another way of saying it. You are not expected to have technical knowledge. Concentrate on significant features. You are not being asked for the reasons for the development of the object, just a description of it. Think about varying of your vocabulary. Using synonyms. Make sure you are organizing each and everything very clearly. You will need an introduction and body. Conclusion is not important. It's not necessary. Being a brief description of the structure and function of the object. Then describe step by step how it works. Remember, for this report, you will need to guide the reader with sequence expressions, as I told you before. Don't copy phrases from the instructions. Write it neatly. Write it in a proper way with the proper language structure. A couple of minutes to read through what you written. Become familiar with the graph types. Do a lot of practice tests of different types of writing task 1. Practice identifying key information. Sometimes you have to express percentages, expresses numbers and statistical data, express the key point in a graph, or describe trends, describe increase and decrease, comparison and contrast between data. Thank you very much.